We're here in Monte Carlo for the Rendez-Vous de Septembre. For AMBest TV, I'm Richard Banks. And I'm joined now by Tanguy Touffut, who's CEO of Descartes Group. Tanguy, welcome.
Thank you.
So, is this the year that parametric insurance gained momentum?
I think the question has been raised several times over the last years. I think clearly there is more traction. If we look at the number of brokers having a competence center to focus on parametric insurance, it's really booming. If we look at the number of geographies where parametric is becoming mainstream, it's clearly amazing. If we look at the number of sectors that actually are adopting parametric insurance, it's clearly progressing well too. So clearly we see overall lots of traction for parametric.
So lots of traction. What's changed? What's driven that traction?
We know the main driver. So clearly climate change, unfortunately, is a big driver. So more and more natural catastrophes. And when I say natural catastrophes, I also mean secondary perils. So typically severe convective storms. And today, when we look at parametric applications, it's much broader than a couple of years ago. So it's not only quake and hurricane. It's about flood. It's about drought. It's about hailstorm, tornado, wildfire, frost. So we see many more applications. And typically, secondary perils are the key issue right now in the industry. And parametric insurance provides some options.
And so what options does it provide that are different from perhaps the more traditional insurance and reinsurance?
Clearly, we know the product features, the fact that we're able to process a claim payment very quickly. If we take the USA as an example, it takes, in average, in the corporate segment, 550 days between the declaration of loss and the claim payment. In the parametric world, we tend to commit to 5, 10, 15 days, so it's much quicker. We tend to be much more transparent. You know, there is inflation is everywhere, including in the wordings. So we see more and more exclusions. In the parametric world, we tend to limit the exclusions to the minimum. So it's clearly gives some feeling of confidence for clients and brokers. I think one big driver is technology. We see that artificial intelligence is a game changer in our world, and insurance is also at the forefront. I'm talking about computer vision. I'm talking about clearly machine learning and neural networks. We are starting seeing some applications from Gen AI, but it's still the beginning, and I think we will be able to talk more about that next year.
So tell us about some of the fresh applications that parametric insurance can bring.
I mentioned clearly a secondary peril, so hail, for example, for solar farms, or typically wave heights or wildfire. It's a key issue in Australia, so bushfire. It's a key issue in Canada, in LATAM, in the US. We also see more innovation towards new lines of business like cyber. So clearly, sometimes it could be hybrid products. So it won't be a pure parametric products, but they combine the nice features from the parametric world with, I would say, some convenient aspects of traditional insurance. So cyber is a new one. And I expect also more applications, typically in trade credit, in technical risks. So I think it's just the beginning of a long transformation for the industry.
So we are in what some people are describing as a hard reinsurance market. Is parametric insurance and reinsurance sustainable as the market cycle turns?
We think that most of the corporations, at least in our portfolio, don't buy parametric insurance because it's, I would say, more affordable because it's the same level of price of capital, basically, than indemnity insurance. So it's more because of the product features. It's more because of the transparency and the claim payments, and also the fact that we are clearly getting rid of the basis risk in many new products. So the new generation of products will have less basis risk than traditional insurance. If you take, for example, wildfire, if we use satellite imagery, we will have a very good granularity, so about 10 meters, or even less than that with some satellites. So we'll be able to better assess a wildfire than actually loss adjusters through algorithms and satellite imagery. So the basis risk will be much lower than through, I would say, the usual process. So clearly, technology will help to make it bulletproof.
Tanguy, thank you very much indeed for joining us.
Thank you.
For AMBest TV, I'm Richard Banks.